Tammy, what you got in news on esports?
All right. For anyone who joined us last week, knows about Cloud9 dropping LS as their head coach just hours before their match. Cloud9 stated it was due to not seeing eye to eye. Seems like a pretty messy breakup. When LS returned back to Korea, LS stated, "I will not do coaching again in an official capacity anywhere." It was a complete shock to everyone, especially with Cloud9 doing pretty well this season. Since losing their head coach, C9 said, "We don't need you," and finished Super Week winning 3 out of 3 matches. I'm sure they will continue to dominate.
It was most definitely a messy breakup. LS's unconventional coaching style saw a lot of success to begin the year.
Last week, we also hyped up the face of legendary League of Legends support, Core JJ. Finally got his green card, allowing him to finally join Team Liquid. Well, not so fast. Core JJ came out only days later, stating he'll be stepping back from Liquid's starting roster due to personal matters. Another week bites the dust. Hey. Hopefully all is well with him, and we'll be able to see what Team Liquid can be with Core JJ next week.
Even though it will affect Team Liquid this year, I'm still glad to see that pros are taking the chance to really invest in their own personal lives and their mental wellness.
Moving on to Valorant, Mixwell has rejoined G2's lineup after spending 30 days benching Kellogg's. This came as a surprise since G2 has won the past 10 out of 11 matches played. Most thought the veteran Mixwell was done with G2 since he said he was open to any offers back when he was benched. He has been on G2 since June 2020 when the organization entered Valorant. The reason is unclear on why the change happened, but I'm sure they'll still dominate.
He's been ready to play, so let's see if he can mix it up and get some wins on Val for him.
Absolutely. The newest League of Legends support champion, Renata Glask, is seeming to be more OP than the Riot bargained for. If you have used her or watched last week's video, you know all about her abilities and how different and crazy they are. They're dangerous. If played correctly, well, who to play a champion better than a pro? Riot is currently rushing to nerf Renata as her win rate has ticked over 52% only days after being released, which is insane. So far, they dropped her armor per level from 4 to 3.5, and H passive now stops scaling at level 11 and deals 3% damage at high levels instead of 5.
Well, it's good to see that Riot has taken a OP character and they're immediately doing something to fix it.
Halo Infinite Optic fans, this is not a drill. Halo finally released the Optic team skin after they merged with Envy. Optic Gaming tweeted, "It's been a long time coming," and they are not wrong. But with patience can come big reward, and this is the case here. It looks awesome, which makes sense because 343 Industries announced that the Halo skin was fully designed by who other than the members of Optic themselves. I think having the people who know the brand best, the organizations themselves, designing their own logos would be a game changer for every team, every single game. Sick.
I agree. After what happened last week with Texas Optics,
The new eyeglass company.
Oh yeah, 100%. Optic, you should definitely go after that ASAP. But glad to see that Optic is getting a chance to do it themselves since COD couldn't do it right. So Halo's like, we're not going to screw that up. So they gave them their own skin and said, hey, design it for us.
Team Liquid announced their partnership with Boys and Girls Club Metro Los Angeles, launching a new Challengers Esports Lab to further dedication to STEM education. The Challengers Esports Lab is Liquid's newest mission to provide more knowledge, learning, and interest in the STEM field through game-related learning. Liquid will introduce mentorship through a clubhouse and a number of hardware upgrades. A 10-week, 40-hour esports course will also be available at the center. Call me old, but I will always remember growing up, everyone looked down on people gaming and how little the community was, or at least how hidden it was. To see things like this, it's absolutely beautiful.
100%. And education is so important. Glad to see teams are taking it as important as it is. So awesome, Team Liquid.
Lastly, let's go ahead and hit rapid fire esports news. Paris Legion is looking to sign Challengers player Gravity and Jimbo. If you're a daredevil with your money and into betting, DJ Esports has become esportsbet.io, making it the new home for esports betting. With OWL beginning in April of 2022, with the new changes stated in our prior video, OWL teams will be granted beta access to Overwatch 2 within 2 weeks. Riot sent Tyler One some sick custom medals after reaching Challenger in every role. Deft from LCK got his 2000th kill against Fredit Brian.
Wow. The most important thing to me that I heard you talk about, of course, all of it's important, but the thing I know most about is Paris picking up Tom Gravity and Jimbo. Paris has been underperforming, so glad they're finally making changes since they haven't done that in 3 years. So awesome to see them actually caring for once.
Right.
League leaders and League of Legends come and go, but the one thing that is always around is Ham with the esports news and gaming news. Ham, what do you have for us this week?
With no Call of Duty League games this week, we getting right into it, huh? So switching over to gaming news, let's start off with the highly anticipated Steam Deck. For reservation holders, by the time this video is up, your Steam Deck has already shipped. Good news for the people who got their hands on one. Elden Ring, the highest rated game of all time on OpenCritic, will run on Steam Deck. It is said that Steam Deck does a great job running PS4 games like Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War. Valve is also in discussion with Microsoft to get Game Pass on the Steam Deck. Bad news for anyone who hasn't reserved one, they are not being released to purchase day one. Valve hopes that one day there will be general availability, but no word yet. Steam Deck docks will host HDMI, DisplayPort, and USB-C for expanded connectivity, but they are not yet available either. The Steam Deck dock is thought to make an appearance sometime late spring. If you're looking to get the Steam Deck, go back to last week's episode to check out more details and a way to get a better bang for your buck.
It's big for the Steam Deck to have Elden Ring on its platform. I'm sure that will help drive sales and is a big win for those who pre-ordered. Let us know if any of you out there have actually been able to get one and have it ordered and what you think is going to come of it. And also, did not know about Xbox Game Pass being on there. That's dope.
Absolutely. For anyone who joined us last week, we had a lot of updates with Microsoft buying Activision and all of the accusations and unionizing going on with Activision's horrible response to it. Well, with all of the union busting behaviors of Activision, it caught the eye of someone big. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin calls out Bobby Kotick, stating he should cease efforts to undermine his employees' right to form a union and collectively bargain. Also making it clear she is now following this case and is aware of the recent reports. Baldwin advises Kotick to start negotiating with the workers. Kotick stated he'll be reducing his salary to $62,500. Kotick will literally get $22 million in stock bonus as a attaboy if work conditions sufficiently approve. He will also have his previous salary restored of as high as 155 million. What kind of childish hoopla is this?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear people calling out Bobby Kotick. It's time someone with authority held him to account. However, I wish he made this change of his own volition instead of having money as the driving force that forces him to make change. That's sickening.
Going along with Activision's toxicity, with so many game publishers having so many scandals lately, the gaming industry is in a terrible state. Activision and Ubisoft have ongoing issues with toxicity, and Riot just settled their lawsuits with their reputation taking a huge hit. Someone is finally speaking up as well. During the opening ceremony for the DICE Awards, the founder of Kind of Funny, Greg Miller, states, "We can't talk about the industry we love so much without also talking about the stories of abuse and harassment that employees faced with Activision Blizzard and other companies. But because this is a formal event being broadcast to audience around the world, I'm only going to say F Bobby Kotick." Which, yes, screw that guy. Also, EA Senior VP and Chief Operating Officer Laura Meal made a keynote speech at the DICE Summit stating, "Stories of negligence and lawsuits all stemming from leaders who failed to uphold standards we've come to expect. Women have been harassed, bullied, marginalized, held back in their careers, paid less, much, much less. These are the real stories, real human beings. We have to have fair and safe work environments at the very least. If companies can't figure out can't figure this out and fix this burning issue, we don't get to move forward. We don't get to pass go. Leaders who fall short of basic standards must go." Powerful words in her powerful speech. I hope this marks the beginning of change in the industry and just let people let their work shine rather than what they identify as.
Uh, I'm not sure what else to say besides Bobby Kotick is finally getting the call out he deserves. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad to hear people calling him out on his BS.
Discord has updated its community guidelines targeting the spread of harmful and misleading information that is likely to result in harm, specifically misinformation about COVID-19 and vaccinations, bringing Discord in line with other social media sites such as Twitter and Facebook. These changes will be effective March 28th, removing anti-vax dedicated servers immediately. This is not all about the vaccine and COVID, though, as it will also remove anything that is unapproved treatments for disease and the existence or prevalence of a disease. Without stating a stance on any part of COVID and the vaccination, I can say there is misleading information on both ends of the spectrum, and I am happy to see Discord catching up.
Thank goodness Discord is starting to do this. Guess it's better late than never.
Absolutely. Big update to Valorant. Episode 4 Act 2 is releasing this week. This update will include a new battle pass costing 1,000 Valorant points for the full pass, Gaia's Vengeance Ancient and Powerful skin line that includes
Sounds like a beauty product.
Ancient and Powerful skin line that includes weapons born of the magical woods and many, many more items, costing 7,100 Valorant points and a new range of weaponry. I'm excited to see what this does for VCT.
Glad to see updates in Val. Always good for a game to get mid-season and occasional updates.
Call of Duty Warzone anti-cheat Ricochet has been out for a little bit now. This seemed to help a good bit at first, but then hackers found their way around it, making new cheats with aimbot, wall hacks, and even flying cars. Ricochet then made it so anyone cheating can't deal damage, making cheating almost useless. Now, Ricochet is trolling the cheaters. Every time the cheaters get into a gunfight, the opponent also goes invisible. This is hilarious. Call of Duty producers seem to really be trying to better their games recently. Being a huge Call of Duty fan myself, I am absolutely loving to see stuff like this.
Absolutely. Ham, you and I actually had a conversation off the show recently where I mentioned the only thing that I would really be scared of is having to fight something I can't see. So turns out the nightmare became reality for hackers, and they're finally getting what they deserve. After suffering for so long at the hands of these guys, I'm glad to see they're getting their punishment.
Absolutely. Sony is introducing a new overhauled PS Plus subscription in competition with Xbox, offering players 3 tiers to choose from. According to Jeff Grubb, these will be called Essential, Extra, and Premium. Sounds like my wife. Anyways,
Your wife is a lovely lady, okay?
oh my God, yeah, she is Essential, Extra, and Premium. Anyways, um, the cost will be $10 for essential, $13 for extra, and $16 a month for premium. Difference being, essential for $10 a month, you get just the PlayStation Plus monthly games. With PlayStation Extra for $13 a month, you get monthly games and game catalog. For the premium subscription coming in at $16 a month, you get monthly games, game catalog, streaming, classic games, and game trials. That's all for the news we have thus far. Interesting to see 3 different price points with perks being introduced as well.
Sounds like PlayStation is going the way of every other big company and starting a subscription service, which is our world now. Not sure how I feel about it yet, but only time will tell if it's going to be good.
Yeah. Alrighty, time to end gaming news with some rapid fire.
Rapid!
To start off here, in an interview with Tfue after winning the Apex Twitch Rivals, when he, Tfue, then chugged a beer and said, "You can find me at the strip club after this one." BioWare is still prototyping new ideas for Mass Effect 5, so don't expect it anytime soon. Riot Games is expanding into the Asian Pacific region. Last week, we added some of the new PS VR2 headset specs. Check it out. It is set to launch early 2023. The next gen of Pokemon has been revealed with Scarlet and Violet. Coming late 2022, Pikachu Illustrator card has sold for $900,000 at an auction, making it the most expensive Pokemon card of all time. NVIDIA has been completely compromised by hackers, South American group called Lapis, causing internal system outages. And lastly, Steam is blocking NFTs from the video game platform Hallelujah.
Pokemon cards are one of the hottest collectibles on the market right now, but damn, 900 racks for a piece of cardboard? Granted, it's sentimental value, but I love them too, but that's the price of a pretty nice ass house.
Absolutely. All right. Now it's time for Ham to tell us what's up with streamers this past week, man. Absolutely, Ham. To start off streaming news.
Love it.
To start off streaming news, we can start with the iconic streamer Amaranth, who has started many trends that, although many hated, many also loved, and some even tried to copy, like ASMR streams and hot tub streams. Well, she's back at it again with a new trend. She put 7 figures into buying part of a plastic ball company, debuting her new trend of streaming in a streaming room full of plastic balls like a ball pit with thousands to watch, tweeting, "This is what 3,600 balls looks like. It's about 2 to 3 balls deep in a stream room." How many do you think will I take to get 4 feet deep? It honestly looks like an absolute blast, and I hope that she keeps being creative and making that money.
No lie, this is a brilliant idea. It's creative and gets the chat involved. I'm very interested to see what she comes up with next.
Absolutely. This one is gamer and streamer news. Awful news for Super Smash Bros. Lovers. Nintendo pulled the game from the EVO 2022 lineup. Well, fan favorite streamer Ludwig, who first gained his popularity in the Smash scene, was disappointed as well and swooped in like Superman, tweeting, "Don't worry, Smashers, I got you," hinting that it seems he'll be putting on his own event. Nothing confirmed yet, but he is known to run some pretty awesome tournaments. Great job.
Sad to hear that Nintendo is pulling out of that Evo event, but Ludwig to the rescue. Glad to
Right.
hear the community still has something to look forward to, hopefully.
Next up, in 2020, GlitchCon took over the 2 TwitchCons that normally take place, one in North America and one in Europe, due to health concerns. In 2021, it was completely canceled. Well, this year, TwitchCon is back. According to the website, Twitch has welcomed 8,550 new partners, as well as 548,000 affiliates, totaling this out to be over 50,000 partnered streamers and 1.5 million affiliates. With this growth, they announced the first event taking place in Amsterdam on July 16th to 17th of 2022. And the second one is in San Diego on October 7th through the 9th of 2022. Live streaming the events is back as well. Even if I can't make it, I am stoked to watch the live streams.
There's still a lot of craziness in this world, but at least Twitch viewers and creators have a chance to interact again IRL. So with times like these, it's important to stay strong as a community, and this is only going to help. Who is everybody excited to see out there? Ham, who are you hoping to see?
Honestly, just anyone. Anyone? Anyone?
Anybody?
Anybody out
Anybody out there?
Next up, we have Twitch streamer XQC went absolutely ham on a viewer who called him a part-time streamer. This man has only had 85 days off since 2017, whereas the average worker has about 124 days off a year. XQC responded by saying, "Beach, on my off weeks, I stream about 1.5 times the amount that you would work at a full-time job. Don't call me a part-time streamer," which XQC isn't wrong. The past 365 days, he streamed 4,000 hours, whereas the average 40 hours a week is about 2,200 hours a year. People don't understand just how much goes into being a full-time content creator. It's much more than just playing video games all the time. Pop off, King.
XQC is one of the hardest working streamers. I feel like every time I look, he's live. People think that content isn't work and it's just a hobby, but guess what, people? It is, and trust me, it's exhausting. Probably the wrong person to choose as well to say this too.
Absolutely. Then
dude literally never takes a day off.
Right. And then this one man, Valorant streamer Jason R is under fire due to blocking and muting all females he streams with. Only females. Doesn't matter who. If he hears a female's voice, they get muted or blocked. He states it's not disrespectful because he's not interacting with them and doesn't plan to. There have been multiple times where Jason R's stream just stops, where his camera takes over his whole screen, claiming it's technical difficulty. But then when he comes back, you couldn't hear the female anymore? Or even stating his game suddenly crashed, putting himself in a new lobby. Clearly, he's covering the screen to mute them or back out due to there being a female. He also bans all known women in his Twitch chat as well. Although he acts like there's always technical difficulties, he then says misogynistic remarks towards women, like, "I don't hear anybody in this effing server that I apparently effing crashed because there was a effing bitch in it." Jason R clearly has some issues he needs to work out that are triggering that much hatred for women, just being women. Seems like in his brain, males and females absolutely cannot and will not coexist in gaming. I really hope that he gets help, the help he needs to battle those demons, because that's pretty serious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Why is this still a thing in 2022? We're all humans. Just it's disgusting to think that inequality is still existent based on gender or anything for that matter
Any discrimination.
at all. It's disgusting. Hopefully, this guy can get some help to solve whatever issue he has.
Absolutely. Closing out streaming news, Pew Pew Rapid Fire. Twitch streaming is set to return to Xbox dashboard. Jack Septic Eyes came out with a documentary about his life and struggles. Pokimane and Myth posted that streamers with younger audiences need to be more responsible in their streams. Lastly, it's Timmy streamed Apex Legends with musical legend Post Malone, showcasing Posty's 376,000 coins and nearly 500,000 medals. Stream worth watching back.
It's Timmy may have a Post Malone, but I got a watermelon to keep me warm. No, I'm just joking. I've never watched Post Malone play Apex, but from what I hear, he's an avid fan. I may have to go back and watch that one.
Absolutely.
Ham, what you got for upcoming games and updates?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
To start off upcoming games and updates, we have the new Fortnite Chapter 3 update. This update has added Marvel Spider-Man, new tornadoes adding extra danger to the map, and of course the famous Tilted Towers. Well, as Chapter 3 Season 2 is close to ending, earthquakes have begun. So don't get too used to the towers. According to a leak, an earthquake could take those fan favorites out soon.
These are the reasons that Fortnite continues to be on top of games that are played and watched. The map is constantly changing and new characters are always showing up. I wonder what they're going to come up with next.
Yeah, it's very creative. Calling all Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis fans. Nintendo announced, Nintendo announced that they will be adding classic games from those consoles into Nintendo Switch Online. It will cost a little extra, but you can get this through the subscription services expansion pack. Again, leading me to say, I can't wait to get a Nintendo Switch one day.
I'm so excited to hear this because I'm an old, washed up gamer who started out playing on both of these consoles. So this is music to my ears. Just being able to go back and play Ocarina of Time again, I spent so much time on it. I'm so excited for this to come out. What's everybody else out there excited to see come to Switch? Who's old and washed like me and remembers these games?
Same. Up next, Magic the Gathering. Wizards of the Coast have announced the next 2 Magic the Gathering sets. Wizards has stated they're experimenting with simultaneous digital and tabletop releases. The first set, the Art Deco Mafia themed Streets of the New Capenna, will be launching April 29th, with the tabletop pre-release happening on April 22nd. And the second set, Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, will be launching June 10th. This is a big fan favorite for the OGs because many players have felt disenfranchised by Wizards' push into digital. Glad to see Wizards still keeping the fans in mind rather than only the money.
Yeah, I don't know much about Magic the Gathering, to be honest, but I'm definitely somebody who enjoys the way that games originally came out, like on their original platforms or tabletop games. So glad to hear Magic is listening to their fans and keeping all of them engaged.
Absolutely. As we mentioned in last week's episode, WWE 2K22 will be releasing soon. WWE revealed the news through a tongue-in-cheek trailer featuring MGK and The Undertaker that MGK will be a playable wrestler in the game. WWE 2K22 and MGK are partnering to produce a one-of-a-kind soundtrack for the game as well. Interested to see how this one turns out. I do know that MGK has been very much involved with WWE through many games in the past.
Yeah, but what in the world will this guy do next? He is always popping up in the strangest of places doing whatever interests him. Somehow, though, this sounds right up his alley.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
To top off all news from this past week, time for rapid fire. Dragon Age 4 is in the middle of production with more to be revealed later this year. Silent Hill wants to create another classic psychological horror game. Stoked about that. Gran Turismo 7 is about here and is available for preload, being over 100 gigabytes. Microsoft is interested in making new Fallout New Vegas 2. Ubisoft confirms Rainbow Six Siege will be getting crossplay in the near future, rolling it out in stages. Fall Guys also now has crossplay. Knocked City is breaking free from EA, which is making it free to play starting on Season 6 in the spring. The Xbox exclusive The Ascent is coming to PlayStation on March 24th. Forza Horizon 5's first DLC is currently being tested, according to an Xbox flight tracker, and could be arriving soon. Lastly, Luke Ross is creating a mod for Cyberpunk 2077, creating a much smoother VR world that will be available on PC through him.
That's all very interesting, and I'm excited to see some of it come out. But Ham, I am an avid racing game fan, and Forza's Horizon series is probably one of my favorite. Gran Turismo's up there too, but I am so damn excited for this to come out because their DLCs are pretty much always awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it. But if you're out there, Microsoft, could we get like an anti-gravity track, or maybe like some races that take you under the waves and you explore Atlantis or something like that? I mean, come on. I mean, just a suggestion between us,
That would
wink,
be
wink.
that would be pretty sick.